guys got in my face, the two guys, and I had to run.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not going to believe this.
Uh-oh.
It happened again. I'm a nerd. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm a cuck. Something's wrong with me. I don't know what's going on. But the problem is I keep going for strolls everywhere because I like to stroll.
I like to stroll too. I love a stroll. Underrated.
I'm all stroll. I got 9-foot legs. It takes me 6 paces to go 100 yards.
Yeah. You're on a stroll.
It feels, tick not on, and I like to have a mindful walk. So I was in Salt Lake City this weekend, finally. I mean, I was supposed to book like 2 years ago in March of '87, and then they moved it because of COVID, and then another COVID. Remember, I was supposed to be there in October. You saw the poster, and he was like, what? I thought he canceled, whatever.
I drew on it.
Finally got there, and you drew more than I did. There was nobody at these shows, but I got down there. Just kidding. It was a good crowds all weekend. Finally got to Salt Lake City, but can I just say this? I might hurt some feelings. Salt Lake City. I was on foot, and I was by myself, but not impressive.
It's a little methy, and it's a little dull.
Very dull.
It's bland.
If you had a car, you can go to Park City or the mountains or hike, or I'm sure there's a neighborhood.
Right.
There's like a neighborhood where you're like, we got the used clothes or the weird glasses or whatever.
Yes.
The records. But walking downtown, I was like, here we go. I can't wait to take a bite of the city. Karl Malone and John Stockton. And
Sure. The Jazz.
Yeah, whoever else.
The Jizz.
New Orleans. So I walk around and I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But I was texting you a bit. You forget how much I love the road because I hate traveling. I hate flying. That whole thing, it all sucks. But once you're there, you got the hotel, the pool, you work, you write, you meditate, you watch TV because there's less options. At home, you got Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Blockbuster Video, Stone Video. You got all the shit. But on the road, you're like, hey, Saving Private Ryan's on. All right, great. That's the score.
Back to the Future marathon. I'm in.
Yeah, you're like, okay, perfect. Plus, you get the creams that you put on your dick.
The lotion.
The lotion
in the basket.
No one's around, so you can really put on the weird porn.
Yes.
Stick the lube up your ass. The remote in your taint.
Sure.
So it's a good time, but Sunday afternoon, I booked a later flight because it was $400 cheaper to fly out at 2:30. So there was an IHOP, and I was like, I'll run to the IHOP.
Okay.
I run to IHOP.
I
get
it.
Like 2 miles. So I run, have a nice run, and these downtowns everywhere else, you forget, because I grew up in Boston, which is like just a great city, New York. A lot of these cities, the weekend, there's nobody there. There's nothing.
Not in the downtown.
It's a workplace, yeah.
Right, CBD.
So I run to IHOP, have my breakfast. Then there's a Starbucks like 100 yards down. I go there, I have a coffee, and I'm like, I'll take an Uber back because I got to go to the airport soon. But I was like, I got to make a couple phone calls. I'll walk. I'll make my phone calls.
Love a walk call phone.
It's Sunday, 11 o'clock. Sunny day, perfect day. I'm on the phone with wonderful comedian Isabel Hagen. We're friends. We talk. I'm talking to her, and I go, just blah, 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 bullshitting. And I see one of these crazy fucking meth people.
Oh, boy.
And I go, just a heads up. I'm on the phone as though she's going to be able to do anything. And I go, just a heads up. There's a fucking crazy guy about to walk by. She goes, oh, all right, whatever. And I go, so anyways, I've been working on my anxiety and meditating. And the guy's like, you motherfucker, you're fucking crazy. And I go, geez, I'm like, can you hear that? And she's like, oh, my God, I hear him. That's crazy. And he walks by. But now I'm just nervous. I'm triggered from Austin because of these fucking psychos there. And he's behind me now, so you don't want to look back, but he's still screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
But now I got my back to him, so I'm nervous, so I'm stiffed up. And then there's like a 7-Eleven over here, and there's a guy, a homeless tweakery guy in front of the 7-Eleven. So I'm like, okay, he must have been yelling at that guy. So they're yelling at each other. It's not about me.
Yeah.
Then here's a third guy, triangulation of fire. And this is a little guy, scraggly, all crazy, and he's got a bike, but he's walking the bike, and he goes, hey, you fucking bitch. And I turned because I was like, he must be talking to him. And then I look back and he goes, no, you. Get over here, you fucking bitch. Come here.
Holy shit.
And I'm on the phone with, a friend, and I go, I'm sorry. Woo! And someone had to listen to this. And she's like, are you okay? So I got in my ear, I got like, you want to call 911? What street are you on? I'll call 911.
Oh, no.
And I just took off, and I had a tea, and it was like spilling on my tits. And I was like, ah. And the guy's like, he goes, I fucking got you. I fucking got you. And I'm like, high step running.
Oh, my God. Was it hard to run with the dress?
It's so so embarrassing.
Oh, my God.
I got clogs on, and I'm just going,
Oh,
and I
yikes.
ran like Scooby-Doo. It was like, and I took off. I'm like, it's happening again. It's happening again. She's like, oh my God, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And the guy's going, fucking run, you bitch.
Oh, no.
You bitch. But I'm like, what else am I going to do? I can't be fighting all these street people.
Right,
And there was a
right.
triangulation of fire, and he's like, you fucking bitch. And he had a bike too, so I thought he might jump on the bike. So I'm like, I'm looking
right.
back, and I just booked it like a fucking fat asshole. I just had 3 waffles and 2 milkshakes.
With a whipped cream.
Oh, it was
man.
bad. So I'm spilling tea and puking waffles and ran around the corner. Now I'm like all out of breath. And I'm like, I'm sorry you had to see that. She's like, no, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. It was just some skinny crackhead. But I'm so jacked up and cracked up and crazy. Any point and yell, I just take off.
I mean, I get it, man. That you've been through some shit. You've seen some shit. I mean, I come home and I look under the bed. I look if my lady's not here and the place is dark, I'm like, somebody's in the closet. I mean, I grew up with that shit, so I'm still tortured.
It's harrowing, and people act like whatever. It's good. We need free
crazy
love and
guy.
space, and I'm like, these are fucking completely insane
Of
people.
course.
And the guy's like pointing and he's like, you fucking bitch, get over here, and starts like coming at you.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Fucking throw him in a rear naked choke?
Yeah.
He's got AIDS and there's needles everywhere. He
I
might
know.
have a shank or
And
whoever.
he bites you. Now you got saliva in there.
And even if you're fighting, I'm like, what am I? I'm just gonna punch you. I got bloody shit all over my tits.
And then you're like, oh, time for my JetBlue flight here.
Exactly. I got a shower and everything, so I'm like, I'll just get out of here. But I was like, whoa! And it's embarrassing. But at some point, I'm gonna get a gun and fucking carry it on my hip like
Yeah.
Wyatt Twurp.
I'm gonna